Hello and welcome students. Once again, we are into definite integral topic and we will solve some more problems today. So we are into exercise 4.2 from Maharashtra State Board textbook. And right now I'm taking 4.2 second. I'll be solving second, seventh. So here I have exercise 4.2 second, seventh. See, it is I start with assuming the integral to be I. Let I equals to 0 to pi by 2. And here I have cos x dx divided by 1 plus sine x multiplied to 2 plus sine x. So what I do is I see down here, I see sine x in two factors. So what I will do is I will go for substitution. I put sin x equals to t. The reason is I understand if I put sin x as t, then these two will become t and cos x dx will become dt. Because as you know, after substitution, the next step is you differentiate. So when I differentiate with respect to x, I'll get d by dx of sin x, which is cos x, and here I will get d by dx of t. So it will become cos x dx equals to dt. So you can understand you will get cos x dx as dt. Okay, so what more we will do? We will have to change the limit before we go ahead, because as you know, this limit is for x. 0 to pi by 2, this interval is for x. We are going to substitute sin x as t. So the new integral we will have, that will be in t. So we will have to write the new interval, that is when x is 0 and when x is pi by 2. So we will find out what happens to t. So when x is 0, I get sine of 0 equals to t. So sine 0 is 0. So t is 0. And when x is pi by 2, so I get here sine of pi by 2 equals to t. So 1 equals to t, so t equals to 1. It means I have 0 to 1. So I get therefore I equals to 0 to 1 cos x dx is dt. So here I get dt and denominator I get 1 plus t, 2 plus t, 1 plus t and 2 plus t. Okay, I go for now partial fraction method. I go for partial fraction method, and what I get here is I check this. I equals to, I write this as 0 to 1 and 1 upon 1 plus t into 2 plus t. Now and dt. This fraction now I will write into two fractions. Why? Because I noticed that I have in the denominator, I have two fractions. In the denominator, I see two fractions which are linear and distinct. They are linear and distinct factors. Okay. I see two factors with linear and distinct factors. Okay. So I shall now be writing, I'll write here let 1 upon 1 plus t into 2 plus t equals to a upon 1 plus t plus b upon 2 plus t. This one is I write 1. Now I take LCM, so I get this thing we have already done in indefinite integration. We have done this in much detail in indefinite integration. So in case if you want to have, anybody wants to have a revision, you can refer to indefinite integration. There you will definitely get this part. Okay, so partial fraction you can learn from indefinite integration. I have solved this in much detail. Now see, The LCM is 1 plus t into 2 plus t. This cancels. I get 1 equals to a into 2 plus t plus b into 1 plus t. This is equation number 2. And remember that this is an identity. Remember that this one is an identity. It is an identity. What does that mean? It is true for all values of t. Now what I do is, since my aim is to find the value of a and b, I will try to find a and b by eliminating them. So in order to find a, I will try to eliminate b. So see, how do I do it? I write put t equals to -1 in 2. Since this one is true for all values of t, I put t as -1. So when I put t -1, what happens is 1 minus 1 becomes 0, b into 0 is z, and b gets eliminated. So I get 1 equals to a into 2 plus -1, that is 2 minus 1, plus b into 1 minus 1, that is 0. So I get a equals to, see, a is 1 here. What is a? 1. A into 1 is 1, so a is 1. I got a. Next, what I do is I try to eliminate a so that I get the value of b. And for elimination of a, what I will do, I will put t as -2. So I write here, put t equals to -2. See, अगर -2 तुम यहाँ पे रखोगे -2, तो क्या होगा? 2 plus -2, 0 हो जाएगा. A into 0 is 0, and then you will get b values. So here I write here put t equals to -2 in 2. So I will get, therefore 1 equals to a into 0. Now how a into 0? Because 2 plus -2, 0, and b into 1 plus -2. So here you have plus b into 1 minus 2. So I got 1 equals to minus b, and b equals to -1. So a is 1 and b is -1. I write. Now I use this a and b in equation 1. I use a and b in equation 1. So here I get, using a and b in 1, we get, what you get? You get here 1 upon 1 plus t into 2 plus t. 1 upon 1 plus t into 2 plus t equals to, what had you assumed? You had assumed it to be a upon 1 plus t. You had assumed it to be a upon 1 plus t plus b upon 2 plus t. So a is 1. So you have 1 upon 1 plus t. You have now 1 upon 1 plus t plus minus 1 upon 2 plus t. That is 1 upon 1 plus t minus 1 upon 2 plus t. This is 1 upon 1 plus t into 2 plus t. Now what you will do is, as you had to integrate this, look at your integral. Look at your integral. It was, see, it was this to be integrated. You check this. It was 0 to 1, this dt. Now this one you are writing as a difference of two fractions. So what will it now become? So you will get, therefore I equals to, so you get here, therefore I equals to 0 to 1, 0 to 1, and 1 upon 1 plus t minus 2 upon 2 plus t. I'm sorry, it's not 2 upon, it's 1 upon, minus 1 upon 2 plus t minus 1 upon 2 plus t and dt. I write separate integrals, so I have here 0 to 1, 1 upon 1 plus t dt, and minus 0 to 1, 1 upon 2 plus t dt. Then I will have this as log of 1 plus t, 0 to 1, minus log of 2 plus t, 0 to 1. Now upper limit minus lower limit. So wherever t, I will put 1. Okay, so I get log of 1 plus 1 minus log of 1 plus 0. What I did, first I put t as 1 and then I put t as 0. Got that? and I get the difference. This is upper limit minus lower limit, minus I go for the same here. When I put t as 1, that is my upper limit. So I will get log of, wherever t write 1, so log of 2 plus 1 minus log of 2 plus 0. Okay, so the next step I get is I equals to log 2 minus log 1 minus log 3 plus log 2. So the final answer you get is 2 log 2. Log of 1 is 0. So you get here I equals to log 2, 2 times log 2 minus log 3. Why 2 times log 2? Log 2 plus log 2 is 2 log 2 minus log 3. Log 1 is 0. So I have log of 2 square minus log 3. That is log of 4 minus log 3. So the answer is log of 4 upon 3. This is your final answer. Okay, very nice problem. You must do this once again. See the whole solution once again and solve this in your notebook. Okay, let's solve now ninth question from the same section, exercise 4.2, second ninth. It is 0 to pi. We have to evaluate the definite integral 0 to pi and 1 over 3 plus 2 sine x plus cos x dx. So as usual, I will write this as I. Okay, now I understand what type of problem is this. This is 1 upon a plus b sine x plus c cos x dx. And you know, the method here is we put tan x by 2 as t. Okay, what is the method? I will write here, put tan x by 2, put tan of x by 2 equals to t. So x upon 2 equals to tan inverse t, and x is 2 times tan inverse t. I will write here differentiating with respect to t. You can differentiate with respect to either of the variable t or x. So differentiating with respect to t, we will get d by dt of x equals to d by dt of tan inverse t. So 2, and this is 1 upon 1 plus t square. So I get here dx is equal to 2 dt upon 1 plus t square. This is what I get. I get here dx 2 dt upon 1 plus t square. Now what I do is I so dx is this. So for 1 dx, I shall be writing 2 dt upon 1 plus t square. It is now sin x and cos x, for which I will have to substitute in t. Okay, so as we all know, I will write since sin x in terms of tan x by 2 is, see the only reason for I putting tan x by 2 as t is because I could see sin x and cos x both in terms of tan x by 2. Okay, so put sin x, since sin x is 2 tan x by 2 upon 1 plus tan square x by 2. Okay, therefore sin x is, 2t, it is 2t upon 1 plus t square. And what is cos x? Cos x is 1 minus tan square x by 2 upon 1 plus tan square x by 2. 1 plus tan square x by 2. And what is tan x by 2? It is t. So you will have, therefore cos x is 1 minus t square upon 1 plus t square. What I do is I now write, oh, not yet. Why? Because now we need to change the interval. See here, the interval is, I write here when x is, see this 0 to pi is for x. I need to write it for 0 to, I need to write it for t. So I write when x is 0 and when x is pi. So here I get when x is 0, I put x0 here. So I get tan of 0 by 2 is t, that is t equals to 0. And I put x as pi. So tan of pi by 2 equals to t. Now we know that tan of pi by 2 is actually not defined. So what we do is, instead of writing not defined, we will write as the limiting value. That is, as we know, when x tends to pi, when the angle tends to pi by 2, the tan x value will approach infinity. So we will write here infinity, t from in. So we're getting t as infinity, infinitely large value. So t is 0 to infinity. Okay. Now I go for writing the integral in terms of t. So I equals to, listen, here you had 0 to pi, which will now be 0 to infinity. It will now be 0 to infinity. Okay. So I have I equals to 0 to infinity, and see here, 1 dx. 1 dx, I will write 2 dt upon 1 plus t square. 2 dt upon 1 plus t square, and upon 3 plus 2 sin x. So I will write 3 plus 2 sin x is 2t upon 1 plus t square plus cos x. Cos x is 1 minus t square upon 1 plus t square. 1 minus t square upon 1 plus t square. Okay, so we have therefore I equals to 0 to infinity, 0 to infinity, and you have here 2 dt upon 1 plus t square, and here I take LCM as 1 plus t square. I take LCM as 1 plus t square, so I get here 3 into 1 plus t square plus 4t, 2 multiplies 2t, plus 1 minus t square. Now this 1 plus t square and this cancel. I get therefore I equals to 0 to infinity 2. Let me simplify this. So multiply 3 inside, 3 plus 3t square plus 4t plus 1 minus t square and dt, which will now get me therefore I equals to 0 to infinity 2 dt in numerator, and here I get 3t square minus t square, that is 2t square plus 4t plus 4. I take 2 common, so I equals to 0 to infinity 2 dt, and I take 2 common, so 2 times t square plus 2t plus 2. This 2 cancels with this 2. I get 0 to infinity 1 dt and t square plus 2t plus 2 plus 2. Now see this integrand. This integrand is what type? It is 1 upon quadratic. And you know, if you have 1 upon quadratic, then you should be trying to get the proper last term. Okay, I will try to get the proper last term. I can even solve this by using the partial fraction method. For that I'll have to get the factors, but I think getting the last term and solving is going to be much easier. Okay, so see, how do I go for it? The last term is coefficient of t square, sorry, coefficient of t is 2. So half the coefficient of t, 1 upon 2 into coefficient of t, and then square. So what do you get? You get 1 square. 1 square is equal to 1. So the proper last term is 1. What is the proper last term here? The proper last term is 1. So what I will do is I shall add 1 and subtract 1, or you can simply write it as 0 to infinity 1 upon t square plus 2t. This is plus 2. I write plus 1 plus 1. Now why do I do it? Because I want the last term as 1. So what I can do is, I can write 2 as 1 plus 1. I can write 2 as 1 plus 1. Now what happens is, the first 3 terms, देखो ये 2 को मैंने 1 plus 1 लिखा है. Now what happens is, the first 3 terms get me the perfect square. So I get I equals to 0 to infinity 1 upon t plus 1 the whole square and plus 1. This I can write it as 1 square dt. Now we are getting a theory from set 1 results. Set 1 results, that is, if you remember, we have done this in indefinite integration. Integral 1 upon x square plus a square dx. What it was? It was 1 over a tan inverse of x over a plus c. So it is variable square plus constant square. Same thing here. You see this? I will use this result. So see what am I going to get? I will get here, I equals to 1 upon a, that is 1 upon 1 tan inverse of t plus 1 upon 1 and 0 to infinity. So this is I equals to tan inverse of t plus 1, 0 to infinity. Okay, now upper limit minus lower limit, I equals to, what I will do, I will put t as infinity. So tan inverse of, I'll get here infinity plus 1. Now infinity plus 1 is infinity. Minus tan inverse of 0 plus 1. Tan inverse of 0 plus 1 is tan inverse of 1. Once again, now tan inverse infinity. Tan inverse infinity. As you know, students, that when you had tan pi by 2, you wrote it as infinity. So if tan pi by 2 is infinity, so tan inverse infinity will definitely be pi by 2. Okay. So what I will do is tan inverse of infinity. For tan inverse of infinity, what I will write? I will write pi by 2. So I get here pi by 2 minus pi by 4, and the answer is pi by 4. This is final answer. Go through the whole process once again. एक और प्रॉब्लम यहां पे लेते हैं, प्रॉब्लम नंबर 2. काफी सिंपल क्वेश्चन है. sec square x dx upon 3 tan square x plus 4 tan x plus 1. स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड सब्स्टिट्यूशन यहाँ पे दिख रहा है हमें. हम लोग tan x को t पुट करेंगे. Put tan x equals to t, differentiating with respect to x. तो हमें मिलेगा sec square x dx equals to dt. Sec square x dx is dt. तो ये पूरा dt हो गया. और जहां भी नीचे tan x है हम उसको t पुट करेंगे. तो as such we can now write the integral in t. लेकिन उसके पहले मैं देख रहा हूं कि मुझे इंटरवल t के लिए लिखना पड़ेगा. ओके, सो यहाँ पे मैं t के लिए इंटरवल लिखता हूं. यहां से डिसाइड होगा. I write here when x equals to 0 and when x equals to pi by 4. क्योंकि ये 0 to pi by 4 है, तो यहाँ पे पुट करो tan 0 is t, 0 equals to t is 0. Tan pi by 4 is t. x pi by 4 है, तो यहाँ पे पुट करो pi by 4. So tan of pi by 4 is t. So t equals to 1. Now what I will substitute for, I will now substitute for the new integral. So I write therefore I equals to 0 to pi by 4 will become 0 to 1. You can check here, t goes from 0 to 1. sec square x dx will become dt. So here I write dt. And down here I get 3t square. Tan x is t. So tan square x is t square plus 4t plus 1. So what I notice is that I have 1 upon quadratic. I have here 1 upon quadratic type of integral, because you know dt is actually 1 dt. Dt can always be treated as 1 dt. So this is 1 and this is dt. So this is 1 upon quadratic. What do? I make the coefficient of t square plus 1. That is our step. That is always, so 1 by 3 I take out. I take 3 common. I 0 to 1, 1 upon, I take 3 common. So I get t square plus 4 by 3t plus 1 by 3 and dt. Now this 3 will come out anyways. So 1 by 3 is out, 0 to 1. And I get here t square plus 4 by 3t plus 1. I go for, you know, the process. We will find out the proper last term. For last term, the formula is half the coefficient of t. So 1 by 2 into 4 by 3 and square of this. So it is actually 2 by 3 square, which is 4 by 9. So the proper last term is 4 upon 9. The proper last term is 4 upon 9. So I get t square plus 4 by 3t plus 4 upon 9 plus 1 by 3 minus 4 upon 9 and dt. What I did, I added and subtracted 4 by 9 so that I could get perfect square. Now see, the first 3 terms get me the 3 terms of a square, perfect square. So I get I equals to 1 upon 3, 0 to 1, and I get 1 upon t plus 2 by 3 the whole square. This first 3 terms get me t plus 2 by 3 the whole square. And here I get, this is minus 1 by 9. When you simplify this, you will get minus 1 upon 9. You can check. You will get here, LCM is 9 and you get 3 minus 4. That is minus 1 by 9. Okay, it is always advisable that you solve whenever you have anything like this. You know, normally students commit mistake of this sign, you know, so it's very important that you be very alert while solving this. Solve this in a bracket and then, so I am going to get minus 1 by 9. So the next step, what I do is in the next step, I write I equals to 1 upon 3, 0 to 1, 1 upon t plus 2 over 3 square minus 1 upon 3 square and dt. So what I do is, now I have 1 upon variable square plus constant square. You can check what I have. I have 1 upon variable square. This is variable square minus constant square. That is 1 upon x square minus a square. If you remember, this is 1 upon x square minus a square dx. And what was the integration of 1 upon x square minus a square dx? It was 1 upon 2a log of x minus a upon x plus a. 1 upon 2a log of x minus a upon x plus a. This all theory has been done in indefinite integration. You can always see that video. So here what I do is I write here I equals to 1 upon 3 and 1 upon 2a, that is 1 upon 2 into 1 by 3 log of x minus a upon x plus a. x minus a upon x plus a, that is t plus 2 by 3 minus 1 by 3 upon x plus a, t plus 2 by 3, t plus 2 by 3 plus 1 by 3, and 0 to 1. 0 to 1. I'll do one thing, I'll use some other color. So, and 0 to 1. 0 to 1. So the next step you get is, this constant will come out. This is a constant, this can be taken out. It can be taken out. So when you take this out, 3 cancels. So finally you are left with 1 over 2. You have I equals to 1 over 2 and log of, you have t plus 1 by 3, t plus 1 by 3 upon t plus 3 by 3 and 0 to 1. 0 to 1. This 1 by 2 is a constant, so no need to keep that inside the bracket. If you keep this 1 by 2 inside the bracket, still it will not make any difference, because when you are doing upper limit minus lower limit, this 1 by 2 will repeat in both the terms and hence it will come out. Now next step is I write upper limit minus lower limit. Okay. So yeah, I can write one more step, 1 by 2 log of, I take LCM here in the numerator. So 3t plus 1 by 3, 3t plus 1 by 3, and here I get 3t plus 3 by 3. So I get this, and then that 3 cancels, that 3 cancels in the denominator. This 3, I took LCM, so this 3 and this 3 cancels. It was a deliberate attempt not to cancel these two and write 1. I did not write 1 because I wanted my answer to be this way. Otherwise, normally what students would do, they will cancel this and they will write t plus 1. But remember, if you write t plus 1, then you can't handle this 3. Then that 3 will come down. Okay. I wanted my answer to look very uniform. So 0 to 1. Now I go for, see, this is 0 to 1. I go for upper limit minus lower limit. Upper limit is 1. Wherever t I have, I will write 1. So I get I equals to, therefore, I get here I equals to 1 by 2 upper limit log of 3 into 1 plus 1 upon 3 into 1 plus 3. 3 into 1 plus 1 upon 3 into 1 plus 3. 3 into 1 plus 1 upon 3 into 1 plus 3. Then wherever t you have, you will write 0. Wherever t you have, you will write 0. So 3 into 0 plus 1 minus log of 3 into 0 plus 1 upon 3 into 0 plus 3. And then see what you have. I equals to 1 by 2 log of, this is 4 by 6, that is 2 by 3. I get here 2 by 3 minus, here I get log of 1 by 3. So next step is log m minus log n, log m upon n. So I get log 1 by 2 log of m upon n, 2 by 3 upon 1 by 3. So this 3 cancels and I get log of 2. So final answer is very short, nice looking answer, 1 by 2 log 2. See, this is final answer. This is final answer. You will see this complete solution once again and try solving this on your own. Try solving this on your own.